Hey you guys, welcome in. My name is Lex, and today we're going to be breaking down my spiritual perspective and regular perspective on the movie Straw. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first time I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my God, here's Tyler Perry go with another sad black woman movie. Like, what the fuck? Da, 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 da. But there's more. So I continue watching it, and what I really want to say is job well done. I really want to say job well done to him. And let me check the timer because I'm trying to keep this under a certain amount of time. All right, and I got notes, so if I get lost and I forget where I was going with it, we're going to go back to the notes. But I want to say this. If you are bothered by this movie, always ask yourself. I tell y'all this all the time. If you're bothered by anything outside yourself, ask yourself why. So I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was crying. I was watching the movie crying, like, cause I can relate. As a black woman in America, I've been there. Okay, and you know, the black woman in America is the most vulnerable, one of the most vulnerable people that exists, one of the most vulnerable species. Everything comes from us, and it's really hard and sad that we are the ones that experience this type of things. And this is like the harsh reality. Like, so many people I've seen on TikTok saying, oh no, that's like, some people, like, either they think it's too much to watch it, which they may be in psychosis and they might need to check that out, or they feel like it's not true, all that can't be happening. Yes, it can. Okay, yes, it can. And I've dealt with multiple different things happening in my life like that at one time, feeling many different things, wanting to end it, wanting to walk away from everything. You know, it's hard as a black woman. But I'm here today, so thank you for that, okay? But yeah, so the first thing I want to touch on, let me look at my notes, because I start rambling. All right, but let me look at my notes. How y'all doing? What's up? All right, so the first thing I wanted to say is to check on your people. Community. Now, I'm forcing myself, like, I'm supposed to binge drop this, but I'm like forcing myself to push it out today because it's so many other topics and so many other disgraceful activities happening and so many demon-possessed people walking around that we need to check on our people, make sure that they okay mentally. Make sure that these kids got parents that give a fuck and things like that, because I'm not going to go on a tangent here, but I'm going to just say this. I was watching this other story. Last night my son showed me, it's on TikTok. These people killed an old lady, 78 years old, and they in court laughing and dancing. It's no fucking way. Okay, so the times that we live in, realize, and like I try to tell a lot of people too, it's like, with a lot of good high vibrational things going on, it's definitely going to be those lower vibrational natures. And don't be victim or succumb to that yourself, because the entities are lurking. And like I said, this is a spiritual perspective video. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. Be very cautious of that shit. We all seen Sinners, and if you didn't see it, I want to watch it one more time. I think I'm going to go to the movies. We go to the movies today. I might go ahead and buy it and watch it one more time before I do my perspective. I've been watching it at home, but I'm like, I need to watch it on the big screen again, support again, give another $1 to that great black man. Okay? But yeah, so number one, check on your people. If you watch Straw, you would know that if people was really checking on her, and even she had some type of support with her friend, with the friend giving her, the other sister giving her some money, the lady at the bank, pay attention to how the bank name was Benevolence. We know Benevolence is a higher vibrational spirit. Malevolence is a lower vibrational spirit. I noticed as soon as I seen the movie, I said, look at the name of the bank. It's called Benevolence. Look at that. And I watched it when it first came out. And it's just been sitting with my spirit because I think it's very interesting. At first, I was not going to do a video about it, But when I seen the perspectives that was being blasted out on TikTok and how many people are, taking these perspectives as law, and it's like, I won't be the one to not speak up. I'm going to speak up because I have a higher insight on what he's trying to do. And I used to be young and dumb and feel like Tyler Perry made nothing but, black women struggle movies, even though he has plenty of movies where black women are thriving and things like that. But like, I used to feel like he made pain movies, and I didn't want to subscribe to that. But I also was going through pain and going through a lot of trauma in my own life. So now that I'm able to really sit and pay attention and look at what's going on without feeling the need to attach myself to this timeline or whatever, or, like I could relate to everyone in that movie, right? Because you got to have a level of empathy. Okay, you got to have a level of empathy to be able to really relate to everybody in that situation. The landlord need her money, so everybody's going through their own struggles. So on that aspect, Spirit is saying to check on your people. Check on your people. Because when I was going through things like that too, I didn't really have anybody checking on me or doing anything for me and things like that besides, maybe one person, and it's like, it could get hard out here. So I feel like it's first, number one, and a test to, we have to come together as a community. We have to come together, and excuse that in the back, y'all, my kids. But yeah, like, we have to come together as a community more. We have to be there more for people. We got to stop always judging or acting like we're better than others and be more of a community. Okay. And that's one thing that I notice nowadays too. It's like, especially within families, within friendships, it's like everybody wants to hold people to false standards, but they don't want to hold themselves to those standards. They don't want to put themselves in other people's shoes. They don't want to, and I'm not talking about, like people like, okay, well, I called them, I did this. People was calling her. It's not just about that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than that. Okay. And we really have to also, give people that open space. If those are your community or these people around you, don't be so judgmental. Be open to hear them out. Be open to listening. And something that I do with my family is that we all sit down and we tell each other once a week what's something that we don't like, or what's 3 things. We pick up to 3 things. What's up to 3 things that we don't like that the other one does, and we choose to be open-minded in that moment. Listen to each other, and listen to each other without having the fear of, for the kids, they don't have the fear of getting in trouble with us. For everyone, is the fear of, like, you have to let go of the fear of, like, judgment and all that, because sometimes people don't learn how to speak up because of authority figures, different things like that. So it's like, even just outside the family, in your friendships, make it an open space and open room to be able to speak up. Check on your people. Send that love text, not that judgment text. Not that, this, that, and the third, that contradictory text. Send that love text. Whatever that looks like for you. Some of y'all may send, send a couple words of love or whatever, but it show up. Show up for your people. Don't just halfway be there for people. Show up. And not saying to overplay your part, because you got your own things going on too, but also show up for yourself first, number one. Because that was another thing I noticed too, is like, we got to show up for ourselves as well. Because this is why self-care is so important. And I'm not talking about face masks and things like that. That can be included. But what I'm talking about is something I tell my clients all the time. Check in with yourself. If you're going through super traumatic moments, check in with yourself hourly. How am I feeling right now? I'm feeling angry. Well, why are you feeling angry? Why are you feeling sad? Check in with yourself. Because we can't always depend on the outside forces to do it. Check in with yourself. If you can't do it hourly, check in 3 times a day, in the morning time, in the evening time, in the nighttime. How are you feeling? Because so many times that people are literally in psychosis or just going through the motions and they're not really here and present. All right. Let's look at the next topic that I wanted to touch on. Sisters, we need each other. So this is kind of piggybacking off the other one, but as Black women, like, and even I experienced this so much in my life, like, it's so hard sometimes to make friends with Black women, with women, period, but with Black women, it could be so hard even growing up. You know, it'd be so many different judgments with Black women. And a lot of times, I see them, you know, I can see them for where they're at. I can see why, you know, they would feel certain ways, but at the same time, we got to come together more as sisters and put a lot of that bullshit aside. Because if we don't have each other, who do we have? That's all I'm saying on that one. Because y'all know what I'm talking about. From the comparisons to, like, even just looking at shows like Baddies. Why is that so successful? Why do y'all like that? Why do y'all want to watch that? Why is that entertaining? Is Natalie even Black? I don't know. Oh shit, why is that something that okay, so look, this connection started breaking up then. But why is that entertaining? Why are all these ratchet ass reality TV shows entertaining to you? Maybe you are the drama. Maybe you like the drama. Maybe you feel like you need the drama. That's something that you should assess. This is why you can't build certain relationships. Now, it's balance. Tune in for a little bit of it. Okay, that's fine. Bring some balance. But some of y'all are nothing but just nitpicking yourself, nitpicking other women, doing different. Like, it's like, as sisters, we need to come together. As sisters, we need to come together. That's all I'm going to say. All right, now, the next one. Now, this one, I said, this is a reality. The movie is a reality that needs more awareness brought to it. Because why is it so difficult for us? They not like us. Why is it so difficult for us? When is it that we're going to figure out that it's so difficult for us? Because we have gifts, because we have talents, because we are the gods, and there's nothing that they can do about it but set us up from the beginning. When is it that we're going to realize this is a setup? Let me tap back in and hone back into my spiritual gifts, the things that was taken from me. Taken from me and used against me, and then made and painted a picture to me like it was evil. Why is it that we have to go through the hardship? We gotta live in poverty. Do your research, man. Look up where that Bible came from. Look up Egypt. Look up the Anunnaki. Do your research. Does this situations not cause you to want to even go deeper? Now, I don't even know where Tyler Perry's stance is on all that bit, but I know that just being Black is an experience. And it comes with a lot of generational scars and wounds that people will say, oh, well, they're just trying to live off welfare. Why can't they get it together? Because it wasn't designed for them to get it together. It was designed for them to stay stuck. So to my Black women who have got it together and who get it together and maintain it and hold it down, good fucking job. Because you beating the system. What Kanye said in that one song, they make us hate ourselves and love our wealth. Let me sip my coffee. Okay, so this is just my perspective, you know. I'm gonna have another one after this. I got one more. I think I got one more topic I want to touch on, or one more concept. Because what y'all also have to realize as a collective is these movies are a stage. They are literally putting on a play. They are acting. But if you know anything about law of attraction, and you know anything about this universe, and you know anything about the all is mind, what are we doing? Putting on a play. Acting. I don't think Tyler Perry's intention at all was to push more black women trauma stories. I don't feel like that what that was. I feel like what the essence of this movie was to wake some people up. Because a lot of y'all that's triggered, you in psychosis and you ain't got out of it yet. You need to realize that shit. You need to stop numbing yourself in with different things. Like, wake up and live your life. Some of y'all need to talk to somebody. And not family, like an outside party. Because a lot of times too, it's like, with me being a black woman myself, I could be very strong. But I've experienced, like, and that's another thing too, the black woman and the black mother relationship. Because why did she tell her that over the phone? Like, it just be like, but anyway, I'm gonna get off there. But like, why did she? I know y'all was mad when she there. Because like, what? Why did you do that? Why would you sit there and tell that girl her daughter is dead on the phone? Her daughter passed away on the phone. Getting me tight. That was getting me tight. I'm like, so this is the opportune time that you thought? Was the time? This what you thought? But it's just another essence of like, where have you been? Why is nobody checking on her? You know, like, and it gave me chills, and I really love to see how the community popped out. See, that's another thing too, where I don't promote aggressive forms of, like, certain things. Like, I'm not going to say I promote protests because I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I understand, too, that we're living in a time where, you know, hey, now, will I be protesting? No. Because I understand the energetic form of that. But what I said to say was, because, like, who knows if I need to, or I might have to. Who knows? I might have to. You never know. But when you look into the energy of it, it's more so that I'm more so down for some occult transformation. Let's all come together and let's all do a cleansing and purification. Let's all come together and focus our minds, and y'all will be surprised. Y'all will be surprised about the change that transpires if something like that would happen. Okay, but it's just like, it really is that aspect too for me. It's like sometimes people really, like, it's just a lot of people dropped the ball. It was so many people that dropped the ball, like, from the police with this, like, racism, the sexism through the movie, like, them not wanting to let her tell her story. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it just goes to show, like, this patriarchal system. Like, I remember feeling like that so many times in the past, where it's just like, you feel like you cannot get ahead. But it's a mental thing that they do when they do that to you. Which is why I refuse to get food stamps. I refuse to put my name on certain contracts and things like that for certain things like that, because I'm not agreeing to that. I'm not signing that. I'm not voting for that. Okay? And I'm going on a little tangent. I'm getting off now, but like it's way deeper than just another 111 on the clock. It's way deeper than just another sad black woman movie. No, for people that don't want to watch it, watch it. Watch it. Go ahead and cry. Release some emotions, whatever you're feeling. And then get back up and realize, wow, this is the harsh reality that a lot of us face. What am I going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to raise your daughters different? Are you going to be a different woman? Are you going to be there for your sister? Are you going to open up your sense of empathy to be able to see outside of yourself, right? Because just because you didn't experience it, or you didn't go through it, or you're going through it, get through it. Get through it. Because that forever healing shit is an illusion. You forever healing because you saying you forever healing. Trigger warning, I'm sorry. Some people may be triggered by that statement, but you must affirm where it is you desire. Emotions are fleeting, so don't let them control you. Now, me personally, like when I was looking at that part with the daughter, I really don't know. When she told her that over the phone, if that was me, I really don't know. I might have been on the floor, and they might have been taking me out after. Because why would you tell her that over the phone? So, like, really check yourself on how you show up for others, how you nurture others, like, and yourself. Really yourself first. How do you nurture yourself? Do you give yourself space and grace and gratitude? Do you appreciate yourself? Do you reward yourself? Do you celebrate yourself? It's necessary. It's necessary more now than ever. When I tell you, just that right there will save you from so many things. If you're loving yourself and you're really supporting yourself, you will avoid a lot of... It's some crazy things going on in this world. And you will avoid a lot of that bullshit. Okay? And you will start to attract some higher vibrations when you lift your vibration. Okay, so I caution you guys and I tell you guys to raise your vibration. Move it from an elevated space. And also move from a place of discernment and not so much always judging. See yourself in others. Know that, be humble enough to know that that could be you. And let me look at my last bullet point. Oh, my next one is, like I'm saying, basically, I didn't even read it, but basically what I'm saying, turn your pain into power. Turn your pain into power. Turn your pain into power. It's not happening by mistake. It's happening by design for you to wake up. Wake up. Stop playing victim. Take control of your life. The time is now. All we have is now. Now, we talked about the symbolism. Look into the symbolism in that movie. Because, oh my God, I'm not tired. Oh my God. The benevolence bank is symbolic of, like, the benevolent forces. You know, like, look into that. You know? And be that for somebody else. Be that benevolent force for somebody else, you know? A lot of times we always looking for us, but be that for somebody else. You never know, you might save a life. Save a couple lives. Okay? even with, too, look at the illusion of the bomb. Like, I'm a very hyper aware and hypersensitive person to the different things going on around me. So, you know, like, what the hell is it doing to my face? Anyway, I don't know what's going on. We just took the filter off because what? But yeah, pay attention. Pay attention to the things that are going on around you. Because even with that illusion of them wanting to paint the illusion with the bomb, she didn't even have a bomb. That was her child's project. But because she was, you know, she's in psychosis, she's not even realizing. They already done cast all these judgments before even checking. Realize what type of world that we're in and what type of time this is in a time of what we're experiencing. Okay? And I done hit another one by